All right, December 22nd is a turn where the Allies are going to get a bunch of reinforcements, and they're going to get a back-to-back turn because of the change in initiative that happens between the 22nd and the 23rd. There's also a victory check at the end of every other turn starting on the 20th. And so there's a victory check here. And so the Germans have to get a victory point this turn in order to stave off defeat. And as it is, this was a disastrous turn. It was possible that Piper would live long enough, would not die at the end of this turn. He didn't take a step loss because there was nobody in his location and he was out of supply. So that's an important consideration to isolation rules. But he did take 5 hits when the Guards Armor and the 53rd Infantry both attacked in here. Open terrain makes them pretty inflicts a lot more hits. Let's put it that way. And so the Guards just advanced after combat back here to Namur to gain the road junction. But kind of expected the 101st Airborne to die. They got pummeled from multiple sources, but it was all in penny packets. The 101st didn't inflict any step losses, being out of supply. They needed to roll, really low on their 1 die. That did not happen, but neither did any of these attacks score more than 1 hit, and the terrain negates that 1 hit. So the 101st was able to survive, and that would have been a victory point if he died. The end result of this is the Germans just about shot their bolt. Then they try one more move up here. They got to kill somebody, basically. And no, it didn't happen there either. So at the end result, the Germans not only lost a point, but they never picked one up. So there's really no reason to finish carrying out this turn because there is no other victory point opportunity for the Germans in this battle. So that is all she wrote. That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So the Allies win the game at the end of the 22nd of December turn. And it was such a close game. I know it ended early, but it was so close because within just if a couple of those dice hadn't gone the way they had down here, and the Germans had been able to keep that supply line open to Piper, that was 8 points that Piper was going to get just by himself, not to mention his supply location there was going to keep feeding in those OKW reserve units, and so you can just keep rolling this thing forward. You can gain the victory locations at Marsh, Dinant, and so forth. But the really big victory points to get are on the other side of the Meuse, of course. Viviers is hard to take. It's a city, and unless the Allies take a lot of casualties in the first couple turns, it's going to be hard to take Viviers. So the decision I made with the Germans was just to bypass it and continue to push this forward. The problem was running into this river line. This river line really slowed things down. The Allies did a really good job of containing the advance, contesting it vigorously when necessary, as we saw with the 101st and the 2nd Infantry's counterattacks. That was the 2nd Infantry that was fighting here, not the 82nd. The 82nd Airborne is guarding Dinant. But some vigorous counterattacks by the Allies, and then Patton's boys were cleaning up over here on the south side of the Bulge. But this is game over, and it could have gone the other way. Boy, could it have ever. We would be facing the complete inverse of the situation had Piper been able to keep in supply and be able to exit the board there. That would have been enough points for the Germans to win on this turn. So pretty close game. I've seen this game go all the way to the distance. This one was relatively, I think it was the least bloody of the games I played. In that sense, I mean, not a lot of casualty units, so not a lot of VPs for casualties. And so that's what made this particular outing a little bit different. But I've seen it go all the way down to the last die rolls in the last turn. It's usually a pretty tense game. And I hope you enjoyed the replays here. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.